O'Brien here, market and derivative strategist for Interfood Incorporated, live at our Miami headquarters. It is 7:22 Eastern Standard Time, Monday, December 30th. Going straight into this dairy brief, we are steady to about 6 cents a hundredweight lower in the Class 3 futures. We currently price Class 3 at 20.14 a hundredweight. The January contract down a penny to 19.47. February down 4 to 18.74, and the entire 2014 Class 3 average is now 18.02 per hundredweight. So over $2 discount in the forward curve when you're looking at where we're pricing milk today based off of spot CME, blocks and barrels, and the latest AMS whey price, and then versus the 2014 average, a bit of a discount. No action in the cheese or whey futures. We are not trading Class 4 yet this morning. It's been very quiet. Class 4 futures in January 21.72, February 21.95, and the 2014 average of 19.92. As opposed to the Class 3 board, there's a bit of premium in the Class 4 futures in the front months. We currently price Class 4 milk at 21.27. And like I said, January 21.72, February 21.95. So about 50 to 70 cents a premium. That, again, based on the market is expecting these weekly non-fat dry milk averages to continue to climb. The spot prices for powder, both domestically non-fat dry milk and internationally S&P, are around 210, 211 a pound. Maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more, but call it well above $2 a pound. The AMS non-fat price released last Wednesday was $1.9625. And then the CWAP price in California, which prices the 4A milk out there, was $1.9321. So the market's expecting those averages to continue to climb and give us a little bit better of a Class 4 price. But Class 4 ran into resistance over $22 in February, mostly due to the butter price collapsing last week. We saw spot butter down to $1.55, which happens to be not last week's, but the prior week's low price as well. So a bit of support there at $1.55. I think it'll hold, but again, we dropped from over $1.60 to $1.55 last week, and that took a lot of the wind out of the Class 4 sales. Butter futures, the only thing that's trading so far is the February contract, traded 5 times this morning. Last trade $1.60 a pound. There's another contract there if you want it. But again, $1.60 a pound versus the cash market of $1.55. If you remember a week or so ago, we were talking about that purchase the spot market, sell the front month futures, and a little bit of it cost to carry. You probably could even deliver the product back to the exchange in the spot auction. But that trade's going to die out. I want to really briefly, we were talking about the old crop butter and new crop butter last week, or at least was talking to a bunch of clients. After March 1st, you can't bring any butter that was produced prior to the end of this year to the exchange. So you're not going to see that cost to carry market. That could get 8 or 9 cents apart, the spot market versus the March, April, May futures contracts. But February is going to be held tight to the vest, and that spread's going to be tight because of the ability to purchase product at the exchange and then turn around and sell that February contract. So keep that that spread will be about 5 cents. But what I'm hearing is, at certain price levels, there's certain demand picks up. At certain price points, demand begins to destruct. So, 155, the prior week's lows, or 2 weeks ago's lows, pretty sure there probably will be pressure, but I wouldn't be surprised to see some pretty good volume at $1.55 a pound. Still hearing international fat prices are strong. Powder futures this morning, not really doing much of anything. The February contracts offered slightly lower, so we'll probably see a little bit lower print this morning, steady. But as you get out to the spring months, really the liquidity begins to dry up, and those springs, summer non-fat markets are really paying attention to the GDTs, the international S&P prices, which still are outstanding. I'm sent out my report. I'm actually about to. A couple interesting. China purchasing a record-breaking 93,151 metric tons of whole milk powder in November. That's up 72% versus already high import volumes in October. Most of Chinese purchases are front-loaded in the first few months, but again, they're still continuing to import whole milk powder strong, and the demand for whole milk powder, it's creating kind of a hole or a gap in the production of other products such as cheese, such as butter, AMF, etc. That's keeping those international prices pretty strong, and actually it's bringing a lot of demand for those other products from around the world to here, to our shores. Demand for cheese, demand for butter, different type of butter than we're normally producing. But again, the fat is fat, and there is demand, especially at lower prices. $2 blocks running into resistance. I'm hearing it could make a move to 205, 210, but barrels is probably what's going to continue to put pressure on these markets. Right now, the spread's 3 cents, $2 versus $1.97. Traders are comfortable with that, but we are seeing a little bit of pressure. Weekend. The next couple of days will be we'll probably close the books on a lot of these contracts, or at least from the accounting perspective. Outside of dairy, steadied about 7 cents across the board, lower in the corn, wheat, and soybeans. Really not doing much of anything. March corn stuck at $4.25 a bushel. March wheat $6.05 a bushel, so hanging right around that $6 mark. January soybeans down 6 to $13.25. Probably your strongest of the markets here, but still off the highs of earlier this year. But really struggling to really find the bullish news to rally in the face of such large stocks, both domestically and globally. Cattle markets are closed until another hour or so. We're going to start Feb cattle today at $1.3495 and March feeders at $1.6780. Stock market's also pretty much flat. Not really much going on this morning. Short week, but we're here. If you need anything from me, make sure you listen to the auctions that I broadcast live. That's at 10:40 Central Time. That's 10:45 we kick off cheese. 10:55 we kick off non-fat dry milk. And then 11:05 Central Time, we're broadcasting live from the Board of Trade. I'm down here in Miami, but from the Board of Trade for truckloads of butter. That's instrumental in pricing these milk futures and milk domestically. So I like to broadcast that to my clients, to you guys, our clients here at Interfood. And again, if you need anything, you have products to sell domestically or globally, physical products to purchase, we're here for you. That's what these traders behind me do. They're not in yet, but they work a lot later than I do. So if I can do anything for you, you can find all my contact information at the top of dairypost.com. Have a great Monday. Hopefully your weekend went as well as mine. Have a great one.